Hello friends, welcome to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel. Today we're going to be doing one of our, we like to call them what's for dinner. Maybe take a different approach. I got a whole chicken. I'm going to share with you guys exactly what I'm doing. We're going to just start with roasting this and kind of get a broth going. I have no idea, to be honest with you, what's for dinner, but at least we'll have a protein ready to mix in with whatever we're gonna make today. So I got a Dutch oven, went down to the freezer. I'm gonna keep a lot of like scrap vegetables for just making like soup stock and broth. So I'm gonna throw in some carrots, maybe like 5 or so. And then got the oven preheated to 400 behind me. Gonna go in with some onion scraps. This is peels, little bits of onions, onion tops, bottoms, all kinds of goodies in there. That's just gonna add some lovely flavor to the stock that we're making. A couple bay leaves. Maybe like 5 peppercorns. One allspice berry, some celery powder, and a pinch of cayenne. I don't like adding sage. I do see on my counter I have some thyme, so we could throw a little bit of thyme in there, just a pinch. And we'll throw in sprig of thyme. All right, now I'm just gonna top this off with water and put it in the oven covered for like an hour or so. Okay friends, the chicken is done and I've decided to make some chicken jambalaya. So I've chopped up some of the chicken that I want for the jambalaya, probably like 1.5 pounds. I'm going to saute up just using some of the chicken fat from the broth, a half of an onion because I'm using my Creole tomato sauce for the crushed tomato bits and the bell peppers and onions and all the good flavor in that. But I do want a little bit more onion, so I'm going to saute up that and then I'll be right back when we put this all together. And we're going to choose to bake it in the oven today just so I don't have to have the gas up, stovetop going off in the house. Okay, so the onion is sauteed up. I'm going to put in probably a good 2 heaping teaspoons of Creole seasoning. And I did toss in the chicken just to give it a little extra flavor after being deboned. Go in with our pint of Creole tomatoes. And then probably, I don't know, what is that? Let's pour in our rice first. 2 cups of rice. And then we're gonna go in with like 2.5 cups of chicken broth. Let's go with 3 cups. Yep. Whoops. And then I'm gonna put in a couple dashes of liquid aminos just for some umami. All right, well, that's about it. We're gonna give this a good stir. If I had it, I would definitely put andouille sausage in it, but I do not have any. So we're just gonna go with basic chicken jambalaya. I've got the oven preheated to 375 and we're gonna bake this for 30 minutes. Alrighty, I just pulled it out. I'm just checking it. Not quite ready, so I'm gonna throw it back in for a little bit longer, maybe another 15-20 minutes. Okay, friends, I know we did not film eating the jambalaya last night. It was really good. We typically, honestly, will buy those Zatarain mixes and use that. But I had company coming over at the last minute, so we threw together some homemade jambalaya with what I had ingredients on hand. In hindsight, I probably would have preferred to use a full quart of the Creole tomatoes, so I'll do that next time, but it was excellent. Needed a little bit more salt, and I probably should have gone in with like 3 heaping teaspoons to tablespoons of Tony's Creole seasoning. But we have a lot of chicken left over, so we are making today for lunch some like chicken Alfredo, broccoli, Hot Pocket things, homemade. So that's what we're gonna do. I just made some plain old bread dough. I'm gonna roll it out nice and thin. Homemade Hot Pockets are really fun to make and quite simple. You don't have to make it anything fancy. Like, I'm sure it would be so much better with like homemade puff pastry or something like that, but we just use our bread dough and keep it simple. Okay. And it usually makes enough lunches for Todd and I for 3 days. All right, that's pretty nice and thin. So I'm gonna go on with, this is probably a chicken breast and a half of chicken. And then I steamed up some broccoli that was in the freezer. We'll put that on. And you guys saw at the beginning of this clip, I was making a very quick, simple Alfredo sauce. Just butter, heavy cream, that's it. Butter, heavy cream, Manchego cheese, not Parmesan because that's what we had in the house. And, oh, cream cheese. So I'm just gonna drizzle some of that on. We'll find a good use for the rest of this in another meal. Alrighty, and then I need to grab my Colby Jack cheese. I'll sprinkle that on there, and then we're gonna fold this together stromboli style. You could put bacon on this, all kinds of fun things to make it extra yummy. We're just going with what we have. I think today's, or this week's What's for Dinner will be all chicken themed inspiration or making one meal from another meal and leftovers idea. We do that a lot. All right, let's do something fun. We'll do some fun twist. All right, and then I'm gonna just plop this in the oven. I'll come back with the time and temperature at the end. Yeah, you see? Yeah, can you see what Pa's doing? Yeah. And Granny's gonna pick this up. Can you watch? Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah. Yummy. That looks yummy. Now let it cool, and then we'll cut into it for lunch. Hello friends, we're gonna change it up a little bit, take a 1 meal break from chicken, and I'm gonna make like a sausage potato soup. So I've got a pound of pork sausage. It's just plain, so I'm gonna season it as if it was Italian sausage. So I have some marjoram here. I'm gonna go in with some marjoram and pull out my stems, maybe like a teaspoon or so. And we're gonna go in with some oregano, some basil, some thyme, and some of our crushed red pepper flakes. Alrighty, that sausage is cooked. I'm just gonna take this out, and then the sausage drippings, cook the onion and saute that. And then we'll get together on putting together a good hearty soupy stew, whatever it's gonna be for a very cold day. Hey, stop. Add some garlic. Video wasn't recording, sorry about that guys. I added in 2 quarts of chicken broth and just salt, pepper, and then 4 chopped potatoes in about little 1-inch chunks. We're gonna cook those till the potatoes are tender and then finish the soup off. Alrighty, the potatoes are done. So we're gonna go in with 2 cups of, the recipe says cream, but this is like 1.5 cups of evaporated milk and a little bit of cream. Our sausage, and then kale or broccoli leaves or collard greens, whatever you have. For some leafy greens, I'm going in with broccoli. And 4 cups fresh. If you have it, I'm probably gonna go in with like 2.5 cups or so, maybe a cup and a half. And then we're just gonna cook that till everything's nice, warm, incorporated. The greens these are freeze dried until they're rehydrated. And oh, that looks delicious. But you can do whatever you want, right? If you have chicken and not sausage, make this your own way, totally. I'm just using a recipe for inspiration. So it's been so fun being back in the kitchen with you guys. The soup is ready, but my son and daughter-in-law just called. They're coming over for dinner, so we're not gonna sit down and film eating it with you like we had originally planned. But I hope you enjoyed this first comeback at it for the season with showing you a little bit more detailed prep and talking through kind of what I'm thinking for dinner. We still have thighs and legs from that chicken that I'm thinking will turn into just barbecue chicken for one more meal this week. We ate on the jambalaya for a couple days. We ate on the chicken broccoli.
The mummy?
The mummy, people called it, for a couple days. And the soup's gonna feed us for a couple days. So that's kind of like how we like to cook usually, to have leftovers.
Multi-day food.
Yeah. And yeah, so thanks again. If you liked what you saw and you have questions on what we cooked, ask away. And we're gonna be eating soup pretty soon.
All right, we'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye guys.
Looks good, it smells good.
It looks really delicious. I wish we had homemade bread to eat with it. Oh, one last thing. Manchego cheese or Parmesan cheese sprinkled on top. That's what we're doing.